Hey everyone. So do you need to work for free to be a successful photographer? I kind of wanted to include this in last week's video about the common advice and myths that we fall for in photography, but really there's so much to talk about on this alone that I figured it deserved its own little Monday Minutes. So let's get into it. So when it comes to working for free, it really has benefited my career every time I've done it. Sure, sometimes it can be a nuisance, or in the moment it feels like it's a lot of extra work, but working for free has always been a way to grow and to build connections with the people around you. And at the very least, you can grow as a photographer because there shouldn't be any stress involved with obligations or money or anything like that. Working for free is an opportunity to give your time and give what you learn to someone else and someone that may value it. And what do you get in return can be a lot more than just exposure. It could be working with a stylist, or working with someone like a makeup artist, or someone that is a master in their industry just as much as you are in yours. Now look, working free is not without its pitfalls. I think oftentimes when you're working with a client, or when someone asks you for a favor, or you're working with a cousin or someone that you're just doing a favor for, oftentimes there's less obligations from both parties to take this thing seriously. So you might end up feeling like you're being taken advantage of just because someone might not value your time or your effort just as much as someone who's paying a high amount for it. So even if you're supplying the same effort, someone who's getting it for free might just be like, they might just show up late, for example, or they might treat the whole thing a little bit as a afterthought or as a secondary thing, rather than, oh my goodness, it's a big photo shoot day, I'm spending a couple $1,000s today, we're gonna make it as best as we can. Or whereas if it's your cousin who's like, all right, well, I'm sorry I overslept last night, I was hungover, things like that. When you're working as a photographer, you'll often come in these points in your career where you'll have very high highs and low lows, or at the very least very busy moments and very dull moments. And during these slower times, that's the time that you can use, especially if you can afford it, to branch out into your community and try to work for free. Try to take the time that this career awards us and benefit your career in the long run. By building these relationships with these industries that you wouldn't otherwise have met, you can grow yourself as a trusted member of your community. If you can give and give and give to your community, you're much less likely to appear like you're selling when you're trying to get a little bit of money in the long run. If you're able to award yourself the time to give back to the services or the industries that you really, really adore in your community, go for it, do it. I'd love to shoot skating as much as I can, and sure, it doesn't pay anything, but I don't want it to either. It's the one thing that I'm good at in that world that I can try to provide a little bit of value towards. I'm doing it as a way to be quick on my feet and to learn maybe video a little bit more than I would otherwise, because nobody's expecting anything from me. I'm just doing it for fun, and if I get a cool shot, then I get a cool shot. Otherwise, then whatever. Move on. It's Tuesday. Who cares? So I think as a photographer, if you're working for free, it's always a chance to get something out of it. You're providing your time, you're providing your expertise, you're providing your skill, you're providing your skill. So yeah, get something out of that. Get something out of all of your investments. Use these experiences with big brands and big names so that you can grow your own name and grow your own brand as a result. If you're providing value to the people around you, they're more than most likely willing to have you around them. Shoot for the brands that you want to shoot for and go assist the photographers in your area. But just provide yourself and your time and your expertise, and over time it'll help you and it'll elevate you to a different point in your career. If you can show off some work that you've done for a brand or a magazine publication, something like that, nobody knows how much they paid you for that. Nobody knows whether or not you did it for free. But what's most important is that your name is associated to that major brand or that major publication. And at the end of the day, it's a lot more important. You don't want to get paid in exposure. I know we all have bills to pay. That's not the whole point of this. But there is value in providing your services, and especially during downtimes of your career or of your year, let's say, provide yourself to those communities around you that you want to be a part of. Even if it's for free, it doesn't matter. Do it. Just go and give and give and give. Give. And then give a little bit more. That's it. That's all I got for you. Anyway, thanks for sticking around. I'll see you guys in a couple days. Later.